Perfect. Hello, hello, everybody. How you doing today? It is your girl, Michelle Kanan. I'm also known as the Satisfied Wife. Let's roll our shoulders back. Let's take a deep, open breath. Let's shake our tatas if we got that. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. And I am here to share an important message, an important transmission that is for any woman out there that is feeling frustrated, that is feeling sick of being in charge, being in control all the time, and wants more support from her man. I wrote down some notes, so if I'm looking down, that's what's going on. As you're popping on live, say hello. And if you're watching the replay, just do hashtag replay so that I know that you were here. Ask me any questions if you got them. I'm here to answer and blow your minds, because this Saturday I'm having my very special Ignite Your Intimacy live event where I'm going to be teaching you exactly how to reawaken the passion, the excitement, the attraction, and the connection between you and your man. So rewind, right? If I'm doing this event, if I'm promoting and talking about my event on intimacy, on attraction, on passion, why am I doing a live that is about and for women that are just sick of being in charge all the time, sick of, feeling like they need to have support and they're not getting it, feeling frustrated, feeling resentful, feeling burnt out? Because, my loves, it is one and the same. It is one and the same. When you are feeling resentful, when you are feeling depleted, when you are feeling like you are not getting what you want or need with your man, how attracted do you feel to him? Like, you're a thumbs up or a thumbs down, right? How much do you want to touch him, cuddle with him? How much does he turn you on? Like, if you're pissed off at him all the time, if he's not showing up for you, if he's not helping you, the vibe isn't there, right? The chemistry isn't there. It doesn't matter if he's touching your booty. It doesn't matter if he's like, hey girl, you look good. If you're pissed off at him because you are feeling frustrated that he's not there for you, he's not giving you what you want or need, it doesn't matter how many times he tells you look beautiful. You're just going to be like, no way, get the hell away from me. Am I right? Am I right? You've been there, because I've been there too. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. Oh, I see some people popping on. Say hi if you're here. Give me a heart so that I know that you're here. Share this with all the women in your world that need to know, because so many women feel stuck and frustrated in their relationships. And the experience that they're having is that their man isn't there for them, isn't doing what they need him to do, isn't, hey Dana, isn't helping them in any way, is doing the bare minimum. Also, doesn't understand the mental load, emotional labor, all of that stuff that so many women have to put up with, that makes life feel extra hard. And I totally get it. So this is a message for you. If you're feeling tired of being in charge, if you feel like you need more support from your man, how the hell do you get that? How do you get in sync with him? Because if you don't, right, you're never going to want to be affectionate. You're never going to want to do extra things. When are you going to want to have sex with him? Never. That's going to be like the last thing on your to-do list that you ever want to do, right? I've been there, and I don't want you to have to be like that anymore. So how you get the support you need, right? For so many women, what we've been taught is, we've been taught that we need to demand what we want. We need to communicate. We need to speak very clearly. We need to be very upfront, like, this is what I want. And it almost feels like, right, we have to fight for it, right? Or we have to demand it, or like we need to push to get it. But what happens, right, is that when we're showing up with that energy, it's almost like the opposite effect starts to happen, right? How many of you, I'm laughing because like this is totally happening in my relationship, you're like very clear about what you want. You think that you're explaining yourself. You think that you're communicating in a really good way. And then it's like your man does the opposite. Or he's like, well, I just didn't hear you when you said that. Or he like phases you out, or he pulls away, or he gets busy, or he acts like he doesn't want to do it. And it leaves you feeling like pissed off. It leaves you feeling alone. It leaves you feeling like you hate that guy. Like, what the hell? Like, aren't we in this together? In fact, it's not only what you say, it's also how you say and the energy of how you're showing up when you're asking your partner, when you're inviting your partner to meet you in that place of desire. But most of us don't know that. We don't think that, right? Whoever taught you about inviting your partner to meet you in your desire, right? Like, I did not learn this from my family, from my like immigrant refugee family. We never use those kinds of words. And what was modeled for me in the relationships that I saw around me, in my family, in society, it wasn't like that, right? What I saw was women, so many women piss off at their partners, frustrated, resentful, expecting to be let down, and that energy being part of the relationship, like fused into the relationship. And then it was like this never-ending cycle where then the woman would get disappointed and the husband would be resentful, and then the woman would say, well, I'm going to just do it by myself and I can do it better anyway, and on, and nobody's getting what they want. Nobody's getting what they want. And this is a problem. This is a problem in so many relationships, but I would like to tell you a different way to handle that, right? Because so many people will tell you that we need to fight the system and we need to demand and we need to speak up louder and we need to be heard. But the tactics that we're using, the energy of how we're showing up in that doesn't feel good to the receiver, doesn't feel good to your partner, and it's actually creating the opposite effect. And that's why you're not getting what you want. And also he's not getting what he wants either, because did you know, right? Most of us don't realize this in our fight to get what we need from our man, that he wants to provide for you. He wants to give you things that make you happy. He wants to show up for you. And he wants to do it in a way that feels good for him, because feeling good and doing good for you is life fuel for him. Like him showing up and supporting you and giving you what you need, it feels really good and exciting for him too. And so what I teach about is 100-100 relationships, where both of you have full 100% responsibility to co-create the dynamic together. So we have to ask ourselves if we're showing up in that relationship, in that dynamic, ready, willing, able, desiring to receive what it is that we say that we want, or if we're prepared to go into battle with our partners. And the truth is that most of us are so overwhelmed, so burnt out, so tired, so resentful, so depleted that we are in battle mode all of the time, right? So what do we do about that, right? Because we don't want to be in battle mode with our husbands, with our boyfriends, with our partners, right? Like we want to be in love, and we want our relationships to feel generative and to feel creational, and we want to feel like we're getting everything that we want and that our partners are getting everything that they want too. But the paradigm that we're living in, what most people understand, is that we can't get that. We're never going to get what we want, that everything is stacked against us to get what we want. And if we want anything, we have to compromise, which is, who the fuck wants to compromise? Who wants less than what they want? Who wants to subjugate themselves or knock themselves down or say yes to things that they don't really want to say yes to, just to keep the peace or just to keep things together? I know that I don't, okay? And if you don't either, you can leave a comment and say like, hell no, that's not what I want either. Like, there is another way. There is another way. And I'm so glad everybody's tuning in. Hey, just leave me a like or a heart or a comment so I know who I'm talking to and who's here. I'm so glad to see everybody watching, because this is a really, really important live, okay? What I'm teaching you is how to get your needs met without feeling resentful or frustrated. And the easiest way, because y'all, if you've worked with me before, you know I love easy, right? I have a toddler, I have a husband, I have a few different businesses. I want to have a relaxed, easy life. I want everything to feel good. The easiest way to do that is to stop fucking pushing so damn hard. And it's not logical, because we think, okay, if I don't leave instructions, if I'm not explicit, if I'm not clear, if I don't tell people, if I don't tell him, if I don't line it out, he's not going to do it. He's going to forget, right? And I'm sure that it's happened in the past. I'm sure in the past he hasn't done it, or he hasn't done it to your expectations or to your liking, or in the time frame that you would want him to do it, or he didn't do it the way that you wanted him to do it. 100% I'm agreeing. I'm sure that's happened to me too. But the paradigm shift here is in doing something different moving forward so that you can have a different experience between you and your man. And if you want your needs met, if you're sick of being in charge and making sure that you are getting everything handled, it's time for you to do what I love to do, which is lean the fuck back. Like literally, however you're watching this right now, I even invite you right now to lean back. And I'm telling you, these are some of the easy tools. This is the beginning of what I'm going to be teaching you in my Ignite Your Intimacy event this Saturday, where I'm teaching my lazy lover technique, because it's all about your energy. It's all about your energy and how you are showing up in the dynamic, and what you are not only allowing, but what you are co-creating with your partner from that place where you're showing up. Because so many of us are so frustrated because we're looking at our man and we're just like, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, he's not treating me right, he's not stepping up, he's leaving everything on me. We're making it all about him. And I get it that that might be true, or that it is true. You know, I'm not going to argue with you about it. But when you do that, when you put all the responsibility on him, what you do is you disempower yourself. What you're doing is you're letting go of the opportunity for yourself to take responsibility. And I don't mean responsibility like another thing on the to-do list, another thing that you have to do, because girl, you do enough, right? We all do enough. I'm asking you to lean back and to do less and to stop taking that responsibility. And what I'm asking you to do, what I'm inviting you to do, what I want to teach you how to do, is how to get into a different energy with yourself that feels really good, that is full of turn on, that makes you feel juicy, that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel in your pleasure, that activates your radiance, not just for him, but because it feels good for you. And that's how you want to live your life. And you have total control over that. And the wild thing, the illogical thing is, once you start doing that, once you start prioritizing that way of being, once you start saying no to the things that don't turn you on in that way, once you start saying yes to practices and to situations that are giving you that kind of juiciness, that are turning you on, and I'm not only talking about sex, I'm not only talking about sexual energy. Once you start doing that, your man will start responding to you in a whole other way, because once you shift energetically, the dynamic, it has to change. Like once one part of the dynamic is different, everything else in that dynamic needs to shift in order to meet that in a new place. And that's what I want to share with you, because so many of you think that you have to fight. So many women think they have to fight for their rights. And for some things you do have to fight. For some things you do have to push. For some things you do need to be the manager. You do need to be in control. You do need to be explicit and making sure that everything is getting done to a certain level 100%. But when it comes to your man, most times you do not. You're just so used to being in that mode, in that grind, in that way. And that's the only way that you've seen other people do it. And I get it, because I used to be like that. I still have my moments and I still need that energy. Sometimes I absolutely need that energy, but I also need, and you also need to learn how to let that energy go. You need to learn a different way. Why? Because for those of you that say, I need more balance, that's balance. For those of you that say, oh, I don't want to have to be in charge all the time, that is the way of letting go of control. For those of you that say, I want to feel my man step up and meet me, I invite you, I ask you, how are you leaning back? How are you opening up? How are you becoming that lazy lover to allow him to meet you in that place? And if you don't know how, this is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you live on Saturday. If you can't make it live on Saturday, I will send you a replay and over $2,000 worth of bonus trainings and goodies and amazing things. This masterclass, I did it once before. This is a new technique that I'm teaching, but this shifts relationship dynamic. In less than 2 hours, you will have a totally new experience with your partner, because it comes from you. It always comes from you. Again, it's not because it's not his responsibility. It's not because it's not about him. It's always about you. It's always about you. So I want you to make the choice to start to show up in a different way, to start to embrace and to explore a different kind of energy that you already have in yourself, but you are just so busy in this mode that you might not necessarily know how to access it, know how to let go, know how to lean back. And if you don't, that's okay, girl. There's no shame. I did not know how to do any of this stuff either. Remember, I grew up in a family, like refugee family. I did not learn how to do this, but I know how to do it now. And that is why I'm sharing this with you, because I've been with my husband for almost 10 years at this point. And there was a long time when I didn't do this. I didn't know how to activate my energy, where I was the boss lady in the streets and then the boss lady in the sheets. I was bringing all that energy back into my relationship, and I wasn't giving my man the chance. I wasn't giving my man the opportunity. In fact, I was cock blocking him left, right, and center. I didn't even know that I was doing that. Most of you don't know. You don't know, right? Because you don't want to be cock blocking your man. You don't want to be getting in the way of him stepping up for you, of you feeling like his masculine power, like his sexual energy, like his confidence, his excitement. You want to feel him like holding it down for you and being a rock for you. You want to feel that. I wanted to feel that too. And I had no idea how much I was getting in the way. I was stopping him from showing up in that way, most of all because he didn't want to have to fight me to be that. He didn't want to fight the woman that he loved. And for many of you, if you're with a good man, your man does not want to fight you either. He does not want to be in a power struggle with you either. So I want to invite you. I know there's a lot of people popping on right now. You should definitely watch this video from the beginning. I'm about to log off, but I really want to share with you this takeaway. Okay, if you want to get your needs met without feeling resentful or frustrated, there's another way. There's another way to invite and inspire your man, a way where he wants to show up for you in that way because he loves your energy. He is nourished by it. He wants to get close to you. He wants to make you happy. He wants to meet you in that space of intimacy and co-creation and passion and sensuality. And it doesn't matter if you don't have it now in your relationship or if you haven't had it for years and years. You used to, right? It was there at one point, and if it was there once, then absolutely, I guarantee that we can bring it back. You can bring it back, and you'll be able to learn how to do that this Saturday in literally less than 2 hours. Like by Saturday night, okay, you will have a wildly different experience with your partner, a place where he wants to get close to you. He wants to show up for you. He's inspired to be the man that you want him to be because he feels good next to you because you feel good. You feel good. So forget what everyone else is telling you. It's not about using the right words. It's not about being more explicit. It's not about more to-do lists. It's not about being more frustrated. It's not about fighting him. It's not about any of that, okay? It's about showing up in a way that feels so good for you. And it totally, totally activates him too. I've seen it hundreds of times. Like I'm guaranteeing your results because I just see it over and over with all the women that have done this masterclass with me, that have been in my Goddess Wife School, my one-on-one clients, and also totally personally in my relationship too. And that's the kind of experience that I want for you. So if you're sick of feeling unsupported, if you want there to be another way, if you don't want to give up, even if you feel hopeless, let this be your last ditch effort, okay? To know that there is another way, and it's about you feeling good, and it's about you creating a space and tapping into an energy that's already inside of you, an energy that feels so good, that's about doing less and about receiving more. And I really, really want to teach you how to have that. So I hope you join me this Saturday. I'm going to pop the link in the comments. There's less than 48 hours until we get started for this amazing 2-hour event, or you can shoot me a message if you want to know more. So I will see you guys hopefully Saturday, and I'm sending you guys so much love. Bye.